Why do I keep running? I guess, I know I just had my birthday and I just turned 72, believe it or not. But 72, it's kind of like, what do you do when you're 72 when you retire? Wait 10 years and fall over? I don't think I'm ready for that because my mind is still healthy and fit. My body is still reasonably healthy and fit. Sure, you retire to go and do a lot of traveling perhaps, but I do that anyway. Why do I keep working? It's simply because I've been a workaholic all my life. I love working, and to me it's not much different. A lot of people retire and they go and do community work, join maybe the Rotary organisation or charity work or work for food centres and all that sort of thing, which is great. But for me, I've got too much information. I want to keep teaching people. And to me, I believe I'm probably doing my part in society. I just want to keep helping people set up their life. In the last 30, 40 years, I think too many people have lost their incentive to build for our future retirement and that sort of thing. For me, I see people who have worked all their lives, and suddenly they realise it's too late. They've been smoking it, they've been drinking it, they've been credit card spending it, all sorts, but never saved it for that rainy day. The silly thing about it is all they had to do is just do their little extra bit while they were younger and start investing. How much does it cost to buy $1 million house today? Seriously, if you don't own a home, you could probably do it on 15% deposit, which is $150,000. It sounds a lot, but I'm not saying you got to go buy $1 million house. You could buy a $500,000 property, which is $75,000 deposits. And there are ways to buy this house. $75,000 deposit, that is generally 1 year's income. And of course, if it's a couple, it's not impossible to save that within a reasonable time. And if you're fortunate enough to have bank of mum and dad to help, then use it, because the whole thing is about getting your first home. The moment you have a home, and it might have cost, say, $500,000, and that's an average price in generally the outer suburbs of Auckland, that home will double in 10 years. When you think of it, that's an extra $1,000 per week for the rest of your life that property is going to earn you. It's way better than trying to use your time for money and make $1,000 a week, which is quite a bit of money even on today's bit, and reducing your mortgage with it. It's far better to just keep your $1,000 a week in your pocket and watch the capital value of your house grow. And if you're able to do that, the house has grown, then leverage your newfound equity, which you didn't have to pay off, but it will happen through inflation after a few years. Perhaps start investing in your future and buy a second property to rent out. Because look, it's nothing wrong with buying rental properties, just be a good landlord, that's all. And because there's always a proportion of the population that will want to rent and buy a home, particularly as we know in the past, the Y generation and the X generation who have always believed in OE, they just didn't want to buy a home until their 30s. But had they bought maybe a home before they went overseas, they would have come back with a valuable asset. And I think investing in a home is one of the best ways to invest in your future financial security. Just imagine you bought one home that's going to give you $1,000 a week. You buy two homes, it's going to rent out. That's $1,000 a week plus rent on your second one. You buy a third one, fourth one. They're all going. If they're all at $500,000, they're all going to give you literally $1,000 a week each growth. This way, 2 or 3 properties is generally enough to replace your income when you do retire in those days to come.